Hey y'all. So, people keep wondering why I keep coming back to TikTok for these updates on what's going on in Gaza. And there's a reason for that. I do watch independent news that I know is like on our side and is verified and is doing the real work. I watch them. But I come back to TikTok because it's really hard outside of the small amount of news that I know is doing what they need to do and is really out there and is really giving the real truth. There's not a lot of news media out there that is really covering this in a real, actual way. And not even just news media, but like media in general. So everybody in the whole entire world should be talking about this right now, specifically us in the Western world. But you can go into any, so you know how, the youth, they're real interested in hip hop. And so there are hip hop outlets that are talking about this right now. One of them mainly being Hot 97. And I don't really watch Hot 97 that often. I catch a good hip hop interview every now and again, but that's about the extent of it. I went literally months without even watching them. So I have no, whatever. I don't really care about them. They can get on my nerves too. But I was just seeing what they had to say because sometimes, and it's very rare, like them and their other, hip hop outlets sometimes will have good takes, but it's very rare. It's very, very rare. And so I decided, okay, well, let me see what they're talking about when it comes to what's going on in Gaza. Do you know, and some of you might not know how the structure of Hot 97 is set up. So you have this show, it's called Ebro in the Morning. You have Ebro, you have Laura Stiles, and you have Peter Rosenberg. Laura Stiles, she is a Latina. Ebro is half black, half white. And Rosenberg is a white Jew. So you can kind of tell where Rosenberg's head is going to be. He tries to be very liberal because he is on a hip hop station. He is white and he is trying to appeal to a lot of the hip hop artists that come up there. But he doesn't always meet the mark because when you're white in any space that's not a white space, you're going to mess up because you don't know what you're talking about all the time and because your white bias is going to always show up no matter what. Today it showed up big and it irritated me. I was like, okay, let me see what hip hop is talking about when it comes to this. And Rosenberg had the nerve to come on the air and go, what's going on in Gaza is really terrible and I don't agree with it, but I don't think it should be called a genocide. This is a war against Hamas. What happened in the Holocaust was a genocide. What happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and Hiroshima was a genocide. But what's going on in Gaza right now shouldn't be considered a genocide. The language of it is not right. I literally wanted to come through my screen and but this is the thing. The reason I went to see what they were talking about is because there are a lot of young people who end up not knowing what the heck is going on in reality. They are so tied to their phones, they are so tied to celebrity culture and hip hop that they are not paying attention to what's going on. So unless somebody who is a hip hop station that talks about hip hop is talking about what's going on in the real world, they're probably 9 out of 10 not paying attention. And so when a hip hop station brings this amount of real news that's going on in the real world, news that's going on in the real world that's not talking about celebrities or hip hop artists, and Rosenberg says that out of his mouth, knowing that the majority of the people, now I'm not saying the majority, because at this point, hip hop is very white. Most of the people who follow hip hop are very white. We know this already. But Hip hop is still a black and brown medium. And so to come to your black and brown crowd and tell them that you don't believe that what's going on in Gaza is a genocide is sick and deplorable. Now, I have to give it to Laura Stiles and Ebro for being human, and combating him and coming at him and calling him on his BS. But it just hurt because it was like he tried everything in the book to be like, I don't believe in what Israel is doing, but Hamas. And I was just like, if I hear that statement one more time, I don't ever want to hear, oh, but Hamas ever again. I am so sick and tired of y'all saying, oh, but Hamas, because it doesn't even work. It's not even a real thing. It's not even, like, if I hear it one more time, it's not but Hamas. It's not but Hamas anymore. It's Israel is a colonizer state that is literally, as we speak, every second of every day, doing ethnic cleansing on an entire race, culture, community. And some of y'all are so blind, even after a whole hospital was bombed by Israel, you'll still believe their BS propaganda that it was a failed Hamas missile. I just can't. The lack of empathy and humanity that some of y'all display every day is so not shocking, because literally you showed your ass during Black Lives Matter, so we know you don't care about anybody but yourself. And being human is very conditional to you, because some people are human and some people are not. And to be honest, those, again, who are siding with Israel, you all probably were the same people who would go pack a lunch, go sit on a field, and watch a black person be hung. Because you're evil, and you're racist, and you're bigoted, and you're disrespectful. Because you don't care about human life. You could care less about the suffering and the plight of human life. And I don't want to hear anything else about it. Because you clearly give two shits about anything going on that doesn't have to do with your community or white people. And even some of you people of color, specifically y'all people of color celebrities, black celebrities, I see you, LeBron James, Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, signing a whole letter to give money and power and military aid to a whole dictatorship. And then, when the next unfortunate, unarmed black person is killed in this country, you're going to stand up for them, as you should. And then, when Hollywood continues to not pay you your fair wages, Viola Davis, you're going to complain about it. You're going to say things about it, as you should. But I'm not going to be there to rally with you and say, oh, while yes, Viola Davis does deserve her pay, she was on the side of Israel, and she does not actually care about humans. If she cared about humans, this would be a different story. But she doesn't care about humans. She doesn't care about any of this. So I'm just sick of everything. And I'm sick of all of you. I'm so sick of all of you. You just irritate me so bad. These are literal humans. Religion, politics, none of that matters. At the end of the day, these are humans.